Hello and welcome to today's video. Now I'm under the bridge like a troll, but this bridge, you've just saw at the start of the video, this is Yarm Bridge, and it's the 15th century bridge. It's the oldest surviving bridge in the country, and also at the start of the video you would have seen the viaduct, which you can see just up there. But we're actually just going for a bit of a river walk, and I'm going to show you some points of interest along the way. So if you fancy coming along with us, as always, get your shoes on, get your coat on, and let's go, shall we? Let's go.
I bet a train will go right over us. Let's see. I can get him before, so I was thinking, probably.
So we've just come from Yarm Bridge, and I've just noticed here, it wasn't here when I was a lad, King Charles Coronation Garden. Some amazing wood carvings. How cool are these? So here you can see the Leeds and Northern Railway Company's viaduct. It was built between 1849 and 1851. It's approximately half a mile in length. It's got 43 arches and it's got 7 million bricks in its design. So here's some of the things you can actually see when you're wandering around Yarm. Here's obviously Yarm River. You can see everything from different fish, seals, otters, wild garlic, brambles, absolutely loads. What I like about this place is there's plenty of like things for bugs and wildlife. Every single tree seems to have like a little, are they called bee hotels or something? I don't know if you can see that one there. But most of the trees seem to have little bird houses or little bug hotels. So, hope you can hear me because the wind's quite windy. Yeah, around here on the Yarm River, there's benches that seem to be dotted around. They weren't here when I was a kid, but this is where I used to fish. This spot right here was perfect for catching fish because the river used to come round and over near where the Yarm Bridge is and the viaduct. But it was just perfect just to sit around here, cast out and see what we caught. And sometimes we caught like 20 or so fish, not very big ones sometimes, but it was just nice to come out and just sit and chillax. There it is, there's the exact spot I used to sit. See that stone? My bum used to be on that stone, casting into that river. Good times. But yeah, it was just nice. I used to get up about, I don't know, about 6 o'clock in the morning, get down here and spend most of the day here. But yeah, we're just going to continue on and just go around the river and I'll just show you exactly what it's like. It's very nice. There's an actual nice walk you can do just over, you can see some people over there, but I think it's called the Hazelby Walk, and you can just walk right next to the river on the other side there, and it takes you quite a distance. I think it can take you all the way to Hazelby. But yeah, it's a very nice walk. When it's the summer and it's not all like waterlogged, which the fields will be, it's a really nice sort of walk to go on. At some point I might do that in the future and take you along with me if you fancy it. But anyway, I'm going to continue on. As you can see, this is an ideal place to go walking because there's no mud or anything. It's just a nice solid path going all the way along, and if you're lucky you might see a seal like that one there. But we're never gonna survive unless... Right, onwards we go. The good thing about this walk is there's only a few dog walkers and the odd person or two that walks it, so sometimes you can feel like you're on your own here and it's just nice and peaceful and quiet, but there's quite a lot of little details that sometimes you might miss if you just kind of walk in and just focused on the river. The True Lovers Walk people actually carve, I just saw back there, they carve little animals and seals and owls and all sorts, and they just dot them all over, so when you walk and you can spot them. It's just a nice little addition to a walk, really. Anyway, we're going to head on and see what else is here. So I mentioned a moment ago about like the little jetties that are dotted around the Yarm River-Tees section. Over there you can see a couple of them. They're very small, about the size of like pallets. You can just get one person on them, and you can't really get your gear or anything on there. But these ones here, these are the ones I used to sit on. There's one here, and I believe there's still one further up, which I'll show you probably in a minute. I just need to be careful because there's a hole there, I don't want to fall through that. But yeah, this is ideal for like two fishing people. Do you call it fish people? You can just sit here and you can just cast off in different directions, and yeah, you can just catch some amazing fish in here. I can't fully remember what's actually in here, but I'll put in the description below what there is. I think it was on that sign we saw back there. I think it tells you what's in there. But it's been a number of years since I've done it. I did it when I was about 14, so that's a lifetime ago. But as you can appreciate, even if you don't fish, just to come and sit down here, especially on a summer's day, and just sort of just take it all in, just nice and relaxing. Anyway, I'm going to venture down there and see if the other jetty's down there. Every property that's on this stretch has got these floodgates, and that's because this river tends to flood, funnily enough. But back in 1771 it got to 20 feet in the high street, which is pretty high, and then I think it's 1881, I think it only got to 4 feet, and then somewhere in the 90s I think it flooded again, but nowhere near as high. So they basically put loads of floodgates and walls and sort of preventions to stop it flooding again. I'm just heading down here. I think it looks as though they've actually closed off the footpath that I used to sort of walk along, but I can see the jetty. I don't know if you can see it on the camera there. This was the jetty I used to sit on, because basically I used to live just over there when I was a kid, about 2 minutes away from here, just past those houses there. So I used to just walk either from here down or along there and down, and I used to set myself up here and just used to cast out and spend the day here, and then after a while I used to work my way around to the corner that I mentioned earlier in the video and fish there. But yeah, it was nice. But yeah, unfortunately I don't know why they've closed this off. It was quite dangerous. There was some I think it's because of the mud, to be honest, and there was a few sort of bits that were very close to the river, so I think safety wise I think they've closed it off for that reason. But we're going to be heading up this way now. And again you can see floodgates, really thick floodgates to stop the river come through. I mean, look at the thickness of those. Massive, strong flood control. Now you can get a better view of the viaduct here and see how far it stretches along. As I said before, it's half a mile long, and it's got 43 of these archways that just continue all the way down. Impressive. So if you've travelled from, say, Eagles Cliff or on that way, and you got on your way to Manchester, the chances are you'll have gone over there. Here you can see some block of flats. They didn't have a block of flats back in the day. When I was a kid, this was my first school, but they ended up knocking it down and changing a flat, so I had to go to school further over the way. Here's a train going over now, a nice 66. Now I'm not too sure if I mentioned at the start of the video regarding Yarm Castle. Now I'm going to take you and go see it, but there's obviously one problem for me, and I'm too tall to get in it. Now lots of people have visited Yarm Castle from America, Europe, and when they come and see it, they're a bit disappointed in it. They're expecting something a bit more. I'll let you see for yourself. Do you want to see Yarm Castle? Well, here it is. This is Yarm Castle. So this is St Mary Magdalene's Church. This is actually the third to stand on the site. The first was a wooden Anglo-Saxon building, of which no traces actually remain of it. And then there was a Norman church built in the 12th century, and that remained till about 1728 when it was razed by fire. So the present one is a Gregorian church, and that was built from the remains of the second in 1730. So we're just looking for a stone. Apparently there's a stone that's been laid to mark the original site of the Free Grammar School of Thomas Conyers, which was founded in 1590. Now Thomas Conyers, I believe, was what my school was named after. Obviously not the 1590 one, I'm not that old. But when I was about 1986, I went to a school called Conyers, and I'm guessing that's what it was named after. But it said it was just a short distance, but all I'm seeing is gravestones. We might have to go inside and ask someone and see if they know where it is. But I don't want to disturb them in case they've got a service on. But I don't know if you can see on the camera, there's loads of markings on the wall. And I'm not sure whether these are the markings. Stonemasons make markings, don't they, of when they've done something. When they've carved a stone, they put the name into it. I can't read what that says. There's lots of different ones. I'm guessing that's what it is. It's the actual stonemasons that actually carve these stones. But yeah, I can't find it. It said there was a stone somewhere, but all I'm seeing is graves. Oh, and it's pouring with rain. So we've had a bit of a look around and we can't seem to find this stone. We can see lots of trains, but we can't actually find the stone, and it's starting to pour with rain. So I'm thinking of finding somewhere nice and warm to go and have a coffee and relax for a bit. So we'll be back in a bit. See you in a bit. We found it. It's here. The original site of Conyers School, founded in 1590. So Conyers School used to be here, but in reality now it's a few miles that way. I'll put a picture of it on here to show you what the school looks like now. and the school I used to go to. But yeah, that was called Conyers School as well, named after Thomas Conyers. Right, we're going for a coffee. So just walk past this house. This is called Hope House. It's an Elizabethan, probably the oldest dwelling house in Yarm. So you'd like to see that. So this is it, Hope House, and it continues around here. The oldest dwelling in Yarm. Nice. And I'm currently under one of the viaduct arches, so you can see how tall they are. Now Yarm has changed a lot since I used to live here. Obviously this here hasn't changed, but this building here was never here before. It's obviously a new build. There used to be the old police station was here. And in the distance you can see the town hall. Here's another marking. There you can see the height of the flood in 1881, just above this garage. This is Flood Cottage. We can sort of appreciate how high the floods must have been back then. And then obviously the floods just continued on to the 4-foot marker that's down there on the town hall. So we've just come across this picture. Now this gives you a better idea of Yarm itself. Obviously you've got the river that goes all the way around it, and then you've got this half a mile of viaduct going under with the 43 arches. We actually walked sort of underneath here. We wandered round this bit, and I think we came up to here. That's where the castle is. That's where St Mary Magdalene's church is, and then we came through here, and I think we came up here to the high street, and we're currently over here somewhere. But it's a really nice place. So I used to live up there, and here's St Mary's Church. Going into Yarm High Street. So as you can see here, these are Gregorian merchant houses from number 8 to 16, and that's because behind here there used to be the actual merchant businesses. There was a tanning business and other businesses. I'm guessing because Yarm River is just down there, so obviously the boats would come up and all the merchants would give their goods to the boats, and then the boats would go off to where they sold them, basically. This is an 18th century merchant house where the warehouse is actually at the rear of it, as you can see from that sign. So I'm guessing the warehouse would have been behind there somewhere.
Traveling west on an eastern heartache, lost touch with the reason, found another trend that I could break to feel more like myself. Saw the water where they drown the sorrows, Pacific lovers in motion. They keep on talking about tomorrow, tomorrow never comes. California dreaming may just be a feeling when everything is out of reach. All the pretty people are looking pretty equal now. stars burn bright outside the city limit, where the canyons are empty. Lonely nights lit by lonely companions, in a sweetness and release. I thought I saw you hiding in the shadows. You were holding the answer. Everybody's talking about themselves. California dreaming may just be a feeling when everything is out of reach. All the pretty people are looking pretty equal now. All the pretty people are floating like they won't come down.
So there's quite a few buildings around Yarm that got blue plaques outside, just to let you know exactly what they used to be. Now here is the George and Dragon pub, and this used to be a market inn and coaching house with stables for horses, so I'm guessing the stables were around the back of the building. I don't know if you can see on the camera there, there's a little plaque just to let you know that. There's quite a few dotted around Yarm. So this is the Ketton. This is 400 years old, and apparently the building is up there. The oval windows have been bricked up, but these used to be called cockpit rooms. I'm not entirely sure what a cockpit room is, but I'll have to research it, and I'll put it in the description below. But this is another old pub. So you had the Ketton, the Black Bull, the George and Dragon, and the Cross Keys was over there somewhere. It's not just pubs that have the blue plaque. Actually, here's one here. This is Tom Brown, a hero of the Battle of Dettingen in 1743, and he was the landlord of an inn here. So yeah, a few places around Yarm are dotted with the little blue plaques everywhere, letting you know what actually happened there. Things that I never saw when I was younger. I always used to bypass those, and I'd go to the sweet shop, or in my older life I'd go to the pub. So I never really took notice of these little details that are all around. There's little square badges everywhere of the town hall, and I don't know what that signifies. Even though I've lived there for like 30 years, I have no idea. So that's something I need to research myself. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that. Just a little sort of insight of where I used to live. I moved here in 1979 when I was 4. And I moved out in 2008, and I can't remember how old I was, in my 30s. But yeah, it's just a really nice place to go and just relax, and just take the view. I mean, over there, I don't know if you can see on the camera, that's called Yarm Wharf. And over there you can get the Teesside Princess. That takes you all the way through Eagles Cliff to Preston Park, and then from Preston Park I think it goes to Stockton, and then it goes back to Eagles Cliff and then back to here. But it's a nice little trip out. It does various things. It does afternoon teas. It just does like little trips up and down, and also sort of nighttime events as well. So if you're interested in that sort of thing and you live around here or you're visiting here, I would recommend going to the Teesside Princess. It's just a nice little thing to do. Anyway, we're on the Teesdale Way walk at the moment, just seeing how far we can get before our shoes get stuck in mud. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. It does help. It does let me know that people are interested and are watching. And it is much appreciated if you like, comment, or even subscribe. But yeah, we're just going to head along this walkway and see where it takes us. So yeah, I will see you in the next one. So take care of yourself, and goodbye.